Hello everyone, this is Julia from Avalon Rituals. Thank you for tuning into the weekly energy update. I'm doing this every Monday. I am pulling cards from the tarot and the Lenormand to see what energies we're dealing with in this week, to just give us a little forecast. Also maybe to help us get more clarity during the week. So if you feel like there is a situation that is coming up during the week, just go back to the reading to get more clarity about it. I do feel like it's really helping and working this way as well. Check out last week's reading to see if you resonate with the messages on this channel. I do think it's very important to see if you're part of a collective. There are different soul collectives on this planet working through different lessons, and usually according to the law of attraction, you are being drawn to the energies that are helping you, that are guiding you, giving you clarity. So if you resonate with the readings here on this channel, you're part of the collective here, the Avalon Rituals collective, or when I say it in German, it's the schön, bist collective. So for the people from Germany watching, this is we're all a soul family, a collective working through similar experiences. So yeah, just see if you resonate with this channel, with the messages. If not, that's totally fine. Then unfortunately you're not part of this cool club. Anyway, let's start with the reading. So what I want to say first is that with the cards that came out for this week, it does feel like we're moving on to a new beginning. So the last 4 weeks, the energies were very heavy. There was the Tower, the Death card, a lot of karma, a lot of karmic cycles closing. And the beautiful thing is also that this is something I get now from everywhere. Through my readings that I do. I watch other readings on YouTube as well. I have a few readers on YouTube that I do enjoy watching. They give me the same messages. It comes in through friends and through people I meet. So a really strong energy at the moment is cycles are closing and have already closed. So now we're slowly moving from this gray zone of the in-between into the new energies. And this is also reflected in here. And what I feel like with this reading for today's week, we do have an underlying current of energy that is connecting the other energies, where this is about, I'm going to show you the card at the bottom of the deck, and then we're going to go into the reading in depth. So the bottom of the deck, I feel like, okay, start this reading. I always have so many thoughts that are coming to mind that I want to share everything at once, but I'm going to try to stay focused here so you can understand the messages. The Five of Bows. So with the Five of Bows, there comes an energy of struggle, of conflict, of inner conflict. In this specific card deck, we have the card called Empowerment here. So there might be something you're working through when it comes to empowerment. On the original Rider-Waite Tarot, we have 5 people, 5 of Bows, 5 of Wands. Each person has a stick, and each person is just like banging on the other person. That's symbolizing everybody wants to be heard, and it's like, yeah, but you need to listen to me. So we do have this energy of 5 people fighting about wanting to get hurt, not to get hurt, sorry, to be heard. Heard and heard, that's for me as a German really hard to pronounce it in the right way. So that's not the heard in a way of pain, but heard in a way of being listened to. So it's like, yes, but my idea is good. No, my idea is good. So what these people are missing is that there's truth in every aspect, and sometimes it's important to, not sometimes, in general, when you deal in groups with people in relationships, no matter if it is a business relationship or if it is a private relationship, it's important to listen to other people, and if it's related to their own personal needs, maybe emotionally or whatever, and therefore get an understanding of what everybody brings to the table, what everybody needs, and to work together. This is not a one-man show here, but this is a conflict because it feels like a struggle to be really heard and seen for who you are, and it feels like a fight that you needed to fight for being seen and heard and valued, recognized. Just continue the list. This is a struggle that I feel that was an inner conflict reflected also on the outside, or an outer, well, it always works this way, right? Something inside of you where you struggle. And the thing is, you do not need to fight in order to be seen and heard. But with this card, as the card of empowerment, I also feel like you're stepping up now. And it's like, no, I don't need to deal with this. I don't need to fight for anything. If I am in an environment or a group where I need to fight, then, well, that's not my group maybe. Because that should be a given. That should be the base of any relationship, is empathy, understanding, compassion, and the willingness for both people to be the best version of themselves and to grow. And this is also something where I also am using these energies already, because the Three of Stones is the Three of Pentacles energy. We have the word creativity here. And in general, the Three of Pentacles is the energy of working on something. Working on something. So for some of you, that might be quite literally that you are working on creative projects now. It might be a 3, because the 3 stands again for a group. So it might be that in a group you're working together with a team, working on creative projects. That could be one thing. It might be that you're working on your own self-worth, because the stones, pentacles, are everything that has value, is worth. It's being appreciated, being recognized. It's also appreciating yourself and recognizing yourself, valuing yourself. So that's a very strong energy I get here, which does make a lot of sense, because I do feel like you were fighting to be, again, seen, heard, recognized, valued. There might be a group situation you were involved with. Also, it might be that you are now working on your self-esteem, your self-worth, or maybe some sort of project. The interesting thing is, of course, they could be alone, because we do have the Hermit here as well. I'm going to show you the card as well. We have the Hermit card here. The Hermit is withdrawing, being alone. So that might be that you are withdrawing from a situation where you needed to fight for being valued and heard. So that could be something here. But it could also mean you working on your creative projects on your own with the Hermit. On the same time, with the Three of Stones, I get the energy of honor your achievements. It does seem like this week you might withdraw, or you look inside yourself and you are going to realize everything you have achieved so far. And therefore, through the struggle, really appreciate yourself more, because you realize the inner work that you have done, which is a very, that's the aspect of the Hermit. There are phases to the Hermit. So the Hermit is a very wise person, but it's not a wise person because it had a lot of books at home. This is a person withdrawing inside, withdrawing from the situation, withdrawing from an outside world, a relationship, a specific environment, to look within themselves, what's important to them, to do the inner work, which could refer to shadow work, to inner child healing, to self-reflect, to find their own inner light. This wisdom that the Hermit carries comes from own experiences, not from books. So there are some phases where we need to withdraw and do the inner work, but then the Hermit becomes this wise person who goes out into the world again and shines the light for other people who are maybe at the beginning of the journey. So the person can help people who go through a similar process. So that's a very strong aspect here as well. You might withdraw, depending on where you are in this process. You're either withdrawing or you're now coming out, shining your little lantern, your light, for other people here. When it comes to these struggles of self-worth, to value yourself, or maybe even, if I would refer to business terms, maybe you can give wise advice for creative projects here, or at least you have gained a lot of wisdom. I do want to also work now in those piles. That's a little bit different to what I did in the German reading, because in the German reading I just started with all of the cards on top. The fish can talk about finances. So, and the storks are a change. So there might be a positive change related to your finances, but also the fish talk about abundance. And just because someone has mastered abundance in, let's say, finances, doesn't mean that the abundance is mastered in personal relationships. But I do see that there is a positive change coming, and it all comes down to self-worth, and how you value yourself, your energy, your time, and with whom you spend the time with. And I do see that no matter in what area you lacked, there was a lack of abundance, I do feel there is a positive shift and a change now related to this. The next card, pile of cards, is very, very interesting. We do have the Lovers here, and the Lovers, of course, talk often about a very specific connection, about a very specific love connection, but it's also the card of choice. In the past, in the past, that was the card of the choice. So what choice do you make? It's a choice that is based, of course, on love. That's why we have the cards of the Lovers here. In that moment, I saw 1111 here on the card, on the time. So the Lovers are a choice that you need to make out of love or self-love. What are you choosing now? For a lot of people, I feel like there is a new beginning that you're manifesting, especially with the shaman that is the magician. So what choices do you make now to manifest a new beginning in love? That doesn't necessarily need to be in love, but of course the Lovers would indicate that there could be something related to your love life. Also the Lovers could talk about a choice out of self-love. What is it that you truly want? What is reflecting your worth? What is reflecting the energy that you want to experience, where you do not need to fight for, or where you do not need to fight? So that could be something as well. And it all comes, how do you say? Oh, that's a German way to say it, I think. It all falls, it stands and falls. That's what we say in Germany. I don't know if you say the same thing. But it all comes down to the decisions that you make. So we have this aspect of decisions here as well. Because when you are discerning what energies you are allowed into your field, that's how you navigate through and manifest, basically, what it is that you want to manifest. You're coming out of this energy, I feel like, and it's also a week where you will really integrate, maybe even look back and do some self-reflection time of the past and the lessons from the past, where you now choose different experiences based on love and your new self-worth, because you feel like you want to create a different reality. No matter what area this refers to. For a lot of people, obviously this refers to relationships in some way. With the cards below, we do have the Child, stands for a new beginning. So that's again in alignment with the things that I said here as well. We have the Snake. Snake can stand for transformation, shedding your skin, but also another very interesting aspect. So if I read the cards here now, just from the card that I have here, it does seem like there is a change related to abundance, related to worth, valuing yourself, where you have gained a lot of wisdom, now making new choices to create and manifest a new beginning here, because you have shed your skin. You have grown out of a pattern where you maybe felt like you need to explain yourself, you need to fight for being loved, for being heard, for being valued. So one aspect here that I'm getting is that you're growing out of this pattern, and there's a big, like, a healing energy. The Child could stand for your childhood. There might be a mother-related issue with the Snake, so healing aspects of the inner child related to the mother. Also inner child healing in general, I get here with those cards. There is another energy where I feel like you should be mindful of, because the shaman, the magician, is the master of illusions. So there might be some sort of energy of manipulation, especially also with a snake in this combination, manipulation and illusion, where you should be a little bit mindful, because I do feel like you want to move away from that and make now better choices for yourself, for your highest soul path available at this time, for the highest timeline available at this time. But there might be some sort of sneaky energy where you do want to be very discerning and very careful what you choose. That's the energy I'm getting here. Moving now on to the next card, we have the Archer. That's being very focused on your goals. What is it that you do want to experience? What's the direction you want to move into? Again, it comes down to a choice. But also there's an energy of needing to be balanced in order to really move forward. It's a strong and clear decision for something that will bring you closer to your goal, whatever it is that you do want to manifest. I also do feel like this week has a lot of moving forward energy, especially with the Knight of Bows, which is the Knight of Wands, which has also very strong moving energy. This could be a fire sign, by the way. Let me just see. I think the Hooded Man, which is the Hermit, I think that's a Virgo, isn't it? I always forget these things. I do think that's a Hermit. The Forest Lovers could be Gemini, and the rest, because I think that Gemini is the Lovers. Nevertheless, let's move away from star signs or zodiac signs. Both cards have a very strong energy of moving forward, getting after what it is that you want, being very focused. Maybe you're going to move. Maybe you're going to go on a journey. Maybe it's a short trip, a day trip. Maybe it's a long trip. Maybe you're moving houses. There's something related to moving or internally moving in terms of going after what it is that you want, which is then again based on the decisions and actions you take. We do have the Knight of Bows here, which again could be a little bit of a sneaky energy, especially we have him represented as the fox. So again, be a bit mindful. There is a little bit of an energy that is coming in that is related to sneakiness and manipulation for some of you, not for all of you. But also what I'm getting very strongly here is that you are now more clever. I do feel with the energies that we have here, a lot of transformation, change, shedding skins, manifesting something new, being more discerning. I do feel the fox also stands for you being clever, especially because we have the owls, which and the owls stand for being wise. In the Lenormand, the owls also talk about communication, so there might be communication coming in. Maybe you're going to communicate now your new direction, because that's how it feels. There might be communication coming in. Also, this whole situation here might be related to a little bit of stress and nervousness in a way, because that's another aspect of the owls. But it does feel that just happened in the German channel as well. Deep flowers. It does feel like being clever, being wise through, and here also we have the wisdom card, the Hooded Man, the owls, the fox. It's all very clever, very wise, and now being more discerning and where you want to go and making those decisions. We do have the house, which again could be moving houses for some of you guys. But the house obviously talks about your immediate environment, so something that is very close to you, or it could talk about your inner life. So there might be some inner stress and nervousness related to the situation. Again, maybe there's some sneakiness, a person who's a bit manipulative that plays a part here in some way or the other. But also with the fox, I do see like you are more suspicious now, like you're more careful, more cautious now. It does seem like you know now where to go, but it's also the energy of being a bit careful. It's like, okay, I'm slowly moving forward. Though the archer would be, I mean, once the archer has set his goal, the fire, that's German, the arrow can really shoot forward. But I do get an energy for you of being a little bit careful, a little bit cautious, not really jumping in. Yes, you're piling, like you're focusing on your goal, you're making new decisions, you're being more discerning, but also it's about being a little bit careful, mindful, using the wisdom that you have gained and making other choices while you are redirecting your life. And like I've said, the energy that is here, it feels like more soft. This week seems like more gentle than the other weeks, though we do have a lot of major arcana cards, which is also still a very significant time in your life. It's not just like, oh yeah, I have a little bit stress here and then this and this and that, like everyday life things. It's like, no, these are life changing things. The wisdom that you gain, the decisions you make for a new beginning that you're going to manifest, and the direction that you're moving into now. But still there's some wisdom that you are now that you're now integrating, that you're now embodying, where you are a little bit more mindful than you might have been a year ago. Also with the house card, which is really interesting, and you don't get this with all the Lenormands, you see this is a really large house. And this tells me that you have worked on your self-esteem and your self-worth, and you have built up something for yourself already. But what you can see on this card is that there is the fence. And I do feel like what this is about is protecting what you have worked for. You have worked already. You have built up this beautiful house for yourself, which is also referring to your inner life. Maybe you have already manifested something in the outer life where you say, like, you know what, my life is great, literally great, like this house. But it's also about having boundaries and not letting anybody into this beautiful place who can't, how do you say, who doesn't know how to behave in a place like that. Let's say it like this. So that might be something where you are communicating some boundaries here, where you are a bit more cautious about how you let into your life, onto your property. That is very beautiful here. And yeah, I feel this is a very beautiful, gentle energy. I don't feel like this week has a lot of really harsh energies. I do feel like these were already the things that we have experienced, especially in March and in April. And now there is an underlying current of this energy of needing to fight, or let's say the other way around, realizing you don't need to fight for anything. And if you need to, then that might be not the right environment for you. And we see this beautiful change related to abundance in whatever relationship this refers to. I'm just gonna say relationship because I feel like that's for most of you guys this thing here. Of course, you can have relationships in a business way as well. Just be a bit mindful of that there might be an energy of sneakiness and manipulation and illusion. What's very important is that you always feel into yourself. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But if you feel during the week like something is a little bit off, then it might be. So just so you know, with these energies. But yeah, I do feel like we're all going to manifest a beautiful new beginning now with based on a new understanding of our own needs and worth, and the decisions that we make out of self-love here come through now quite strong. So yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the reading. I hope it resonates. Like I've said, maybe you want to check out the reading at the end of the week or check out last week's reading. I am on Instagram as well, so if you want to follow me there, I would like to connect there with you as well. It's called Avalon Rituals. I'm going to send you the link below this video. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a blessed week and see you guys soon.